A reading from the book of Numbers. The Lord spoke to Moses and said, "Say this to Aaron and to his sons. This is how you are to bless the sons of Israel. You shall say to them, May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord uncover his face to you and bring you peace. This is how they are to call down my name on the sons of Israel, and I will bless them." The word of the Lord. God be gracious and bless us, and let your face shed its light upon us. So will your ways be known upon earth, and all nations learn your saving help. Let the nations be glad and exult, for you rule the world with justice. With fairness you rule the peoples, you guide the nations on earth. Let the peoples praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. May God still give us his blessing, till the ends of the earth revere him.
From St. Paul's letter to the Galatians. When the appointed time came, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born a subject of the law, to redeem the subjects of the law, and to enable us to be adopted as sons. The proof that you are sons is that God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, the Spirit that cries, Abba, Father. And it is this that makes you a son. You are not a slave anymore. And if God has made you a son, then has made you heir. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. At various times in the past, and in various different ways, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets. But in our own time, the last days, has spoken to us through the Son. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The shepherds hurried away to Bethlehem and found Mary and Joseph and the baby lying in the manger. When they saw the child, they repeated what they had been told about him, and everyone who heard it was astonished at what the shepherds had to say. As for Mary, she treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds went back glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen. It was exactly as they had been told. When the 8th day came and the child was to be circumcised, they gave him the name Jesus, the name the angel had given him before his conception. The Gospel of the Lord. One word is very appropriate today, the beginning of a new year, from our hearts to God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for this new beginning, this new hope of a better world. And the Church has dedicated this first day of every year to peace. Besides Mary, the Mother of God, it was also called the Day of Peace, because Mary and peace go together. She was a woman like us. She had our human nature, but she spent all her days being peaceful to everyone. Can you imagine Mary never being angry to anyone, never reacting to all the pain inflicted on Jesus during his passion and on the cross? We never know of any word coming out of the mouth of this woman against those who has done this to her son. This is a great example to all of us who are very easily irritated and offended by each other. And we react sometimes quite naturally, but from Mary we never we never have seen any angry reaction or reiterated. So today we are celebrating and bringing this Mother of God also as our mother to take care of us and to intercede for us in front of God. It is also a day when we look back on the past year. We have all received one gift or another during this Christmas period. And when I was reflected upon the gifts I have received, which was the best gift I received this year, this Christmas? And I tell you, the most I was happy with was of a family who we have helped. Being a very poor family, we have helped her during this past at least 6 or 7 years with a Christmas hamper, as we do to another 250 families. A big Christmas hamper and so many other goodies for her family, because she was really poor in the need. The father was jobless, and so many other difficulties of sickness in the family, and so on, so on, so on. She was really in need. This year we called her to come and pick her Christmas hamper. And the father came and said, "We thank you very much. This year, however, we are not going to accept the hamper for this Christmas, because we thank God, we have come out of poverty, I have a good job, so this hamper, give it to a family who is much more in need than we do." And I think that was the best gift I received this Christmas. Seeing a family coming out of poverty and being generous to help others. This is the example we receive for this year. That we, thankful for what we are, for what we have, we are generous to others, so that they too can come out of difficulties that they need. I don't know if you were lucky enough, last night I was lucky to watch the program on TVM of Andrea Bocelli, filmed in Malta, edited in Malta, and very, very well presented with beautiful scenes of Malta. Besides the beautiful voice of Bocelli and the scenes, as I said, of Malta, I enjoyed really watching this program when I read the personal life of faith of Bocelli. He had his difficulties in his faith too, as we all have in certain times of our lifetime. But Bocelli spoke how he came out of it. and he spoke with great faith, saying that without God and without the faith in God and his love, he cannot live anymore. If you haven't watched this program, go on demand and see that you see it, because it's a great help for us in our New Year's resolution to consider this year a new way of making us closer to God and to educate our children. I see a little boy in front of me. We have received our faith through our parents, to our upbringing, to our culture. We have to do the same with our children and bring them up. Unfortunately, many good values of this upbringing have been lost, and we are there to revive them, to bring them back. And may this pandemic that we have suffered and we are going through teach us of the beauty of our faith and how much we rely on the love of God for each one of us. Let's read the reflection, the prayer that we have on the screens. We are made by love and for love. On earth we learn to love. At death we shall take our examination on love. If we have trained ourselves well enough, we shall go and live eternally in love. Now here below, every time that we love ourselves, that is selfishness, we fail a little in carrying our God's plan for us and for the world. There are but two loves, love of ourselves and love of God and of others. To live is to choose between these two loves.